training camp will be here in 34 days. So we got to hit the ground running.
What do you send them off with after this quick practice today, as far as, the typical get better, don't get in trouble, do all that stuff? Is that kind of your basic message to these guys?
Yeah, first and foremost, what we accomplished in the OTAs and in phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3, which we put a lot of good work in. We can't lose that in the next, call it 30 days.
Hey, Giants fans, buckle up, because we're diving into the chaos swirling around our New York Giants. Is Brian Daboll being set up to fail by ownership and the front office? Our team's been on a roller coaster, and today, we're unpacking the drama, from John Mara's meddling to Joe Schoen's draft whiffs. Are we cursed, or is there hope for Big Blue? Let's break it down. In 2022, Brian Daboll worked miracles, turning a 4-win Giants squad into a playoff team with a 9-win season and a postseason victory, the first in over a decade. But since that magical run, the wins have dwindled, hitting rock bottom with a 3-14 record last season. The offense sputtered, the quarterback room was a mess, and the offensive line? Let's just say it was more turnstile than wall. So, what's gone wrong? As passionate Giants fans, it's easy to point fingers at Daboll. He's the head coach, the face of the team, right? But hold up, our NFL insiders are saying the real issue lies higher up. Ownership and the front office have made moves that left Daboll with one hand tied behind his back. Giants Nation, do you think Daboll's getting a fair shake, or is he the fall guy? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Stick with me for 10 segments as we dissect the New York Giants front office fiasco, from Mara's overreach to Schoen's missteps, and ask, can Daboll and our boys in blue rise above it? Let's dive into the heart of Big Blue's battle and figure out who's really calling the shots. Back in 2022, Brian Daboll was the toast of New York. Fresh off a Coach of the Year nod, he took a Giants team nobody believed in and led them to the playoffs. Daniel Jones looked like a serviceable QB, and Saquon Barkley was a beast, racking up 1,312 rushing yards. That postseason win against Minnesota? Pure magic. Giants fans, don't you miss those days? Fast forward to 2024, and it's a different story. The Giants crashed to a 3-14 record, one of the worst in franchise history. Daniel Jones regressed, throwing only 12 touchdowns against 17 interceptions before being benched for Tommy DeVito. The offensive line, supposed to protect our QB, allowed 85 sacks, second worst in the NFL. Ouch. What happened to that 2022 spark? The blame game's in full swing, and Daboll's name keeps coming up. Fans are frustrated, and social media's buzzing with calls for his head. But is it fair to pin this on him? When you look at the roster he's been given, it's like asking a chef to cook a gourmet meal with expired ingredients. What do you think, Giants Nation? Should Daboll be on the hot seat? The real question is, who's setting the table? Ownership and the front office are making decisions that ripple down to the field. Let's peel back the curtain and see how John Mara's influence and Joe Schoen's choices are shaping, or sinking, our New York Giants. John Mara, Giants co-owner since 2005, has a complicated legacy. Under his watch, we celebrated 2 Super Bowl titles with Tom Coughlin, but since 2011, it's been rough. Only 2 playoff appearances in 14 years. Mara's known for staying hands-off during the glory days, but lately, he's been dipping his toes into football decisions. That's where things get messy. Reports say Mara pushed hard for Daniel Jones' 4-year, $160 million contract in 2023, a move that raised eyebrows across the NFL. Jones, a former 6th overall pick, had one good season, but his 2023 and 2024 performances, 15 total TDs and 24 INTs, sank the team. Daboll made it work in 2022, but was Jones ever his guy? Giants fans, did Mara's faith in Jones set us back? Joe Schoen, the general manager, came in with Daboll in 2022, promising a rebuild. But Mara's influence looms large. Sources like Marca report that Mara's decision to retain Schoen and Daboll this offseason came with a clear message: improve, or else. That pressure's real, but is it fair when ownership's calling shots behind the scenes? The Jones contract is a turning point that still stings. It tied up cap space and forced tough choices, like letting Saquon Barkley walk. Giants Nation, what's your take? Should Mara step back and let the football guys do their jobs? Hit the comments and let's talk. Joe Schoen's tenure as GM is under the microscope, and Giants fans aren't holding back. Since 2022, he's made 31 draft picks, swung multiple trades, and signed free agents, but the results? A measly 12 wins over 2 seasons. Posts on X are brutal, with fans calling Schoen the worst GM in Giants history. Is that too harsh or spot on? First-round picks like Evan Neal and Deonte Banks haven't panned out as hoped. Neal, drafted 7th overall in 2022, struggled at tackle and is now transitioning to guard. A move coaches are excited about, per The Athletic, but it's a gamble. Banks, a 2023 first-rounder, regressed in 2024, losing his #1 corner spot to Paulson Adebo. These misses hurt. Schoen's trades and signings haven't fared much better. The Darren Waller trade fizzled when he retired early, and letting Saquon Barkley join the Eagles? That one still burns. Barkley ran for 1,144 yards and 8 TDs in Philly last season, while our run game tanked. Giants fans, what's Schoen's worst move? The pressure's on Schoen to deliver in 2025, especially with Mara breathing down his neck. He's made some solid moves, like drafting Tyrone Tracy and signing Jevon Holland, but can he turn the ship around? Let's keep going and see how his decisions stack up against Daboll's challenges. Saquon Barkley's departure is the wound that won't heal for Giants fans. In 2022, he was our heartbeat, carrying us to the playoffs with 1,312 yards and 10 TDs. Schoen's decision to let him walk in 2024, while signing Drew Lock and others, cost us a compensatory draft pick and a superstar. Saquon's now thriving with the Eagles. How's that feel, Giants Nation? The run game without Saquon was brutal. Tyrone Tracy stepped up with 839 yards and 5 TDs, per The Athletic, but he's no Barkley. The Giants' offense averaged just 16.1 points per game in 2024, one of the league's worst. Schoen bet on building elsewhere, but did he underestimate Saquon's impact? Daboll's play calling took heat for not adapting to a weaker run game, but without a star like Barkley, his options were limited. The offensive line struggles didn't help. 85 sacks allowed is a nightmare for any coach. Should Daboll have pushed harder to keep Saquon, or was that above his pay grade? The Barkley saga points to a bigger issue: misalignment between ownership, the front office, and coaching. Mara's influence and Schoen's choices left Daboll with a roster that's tough to win with. Giants fans, who's more to blame? Schoen for letting Saquon go, or Mara for setting the tone? Drop your thoughts below. Mara's patience with Schoen and Daboll hinges on results, per Yahoo Sports. A strong defense could save their jobs, but only if Bowen aligns his scheme with the talent. Ownership's expectations are sky high. Can our D deliver? Let's see how this ties back to Daboll's fight. Daboll's not blameless. Let's be real. His play calling got predictable in 2024, leaning too much on short passes without a star like Barkley to balance it. The Athletic notes the offense scored just 16.1 points per game, unacceptable for a coach of the year. Giants fans, where did Daboll drop the ball? Still, context matters. Daboll's working with a roster that's been patchwork at best. The Jones contract, forced by Mara, tied his hands, and Schoen's misses left gaps. In 2022, Daboll schemed around limitations, but 2024's roster was too thin. Can he rediscover that 2022 magic with Wilson and Dart? The pressure's intense, with Mara reportedly demanding improvement, per Yahoo Sports. Daboll's job is on the line, and fans on X are split. Some want him gone, others say he's been set up to fail. What's your verdict, Giants Nation? Should Daboll get another shot? The bigger issue is ownership's role. Mara's meddling, from pushing Jones to keeping Schoen and Daboll, creates a tricky dynamic. If Daboll can't win with this roster, is it his fault or the front office's? Let's wrap this up and look at the future. So, where do the Giants go from here? The 2025 season is make or break for Daboll and Schoen. With Russell Wilson at QB, Jackson Dart waiting in the wings, and a beefed-up defense, there's potential. But Mara's influence and Schoen's track record loom large. Giants fans, Are you optimistic or bracing for another rough year? The offense needs to gel. Wilson's deep balls and Neal's transition to guard could be game changers. The defense, with Burns, Carter, and Holland, has star power. But coaching and front office alignment is critical. Can Dable and Schoen sync up, or will Mara's shadow derail them? Fans on X are buzzing about Jackson Dart's potential, with insiders like Adam Schefter noting Dable's excitement. But if the Giants are buried by November, per Yahoo Sports, mid-season changes could loom. What's your prediction for 2025? Giants Nation. Drop it in the comments. Big Blues at a crossroads. Dable's fighting for his job, Schoen's under fire, and Mara's pulling strings. The next few months will tell us if the Giants can rise or if we're stuck in rebuild mode. Let's rally behind our team and see where this ride takes us. Giants Nation, that's the state of our New York Giants. Are Dable and Schoen set up to fail, or can they defy the odds? Hit that like button if you're still bleeding blue, drop your hottest takes in the comments, and subscribe for more New York Giants news. Share this with your fellow fans, and let's keep the faith for 2025. Go Giants!